Okay guys, so today we're going to go over some speaker maintenance on the speakers. So one thing, the little fact that I use is I clean my speakers up like every couple of weeks. So what I do is I get some glass cleaner that I use by the store. You know, you can use glass cleaner and just a towel, damp it down, clean it up, and then after that, if you have some blemishes on there, I use some black shoe shine, and that's just basically just to apply it. Then I brush it down with the brush, and then I use a cloth to kind of shine any of the scratches, anything I might have, because these plastic speakers do get scratched up with the plastic on them. And then what I do is I then cover it with the Armor All protectant. Like I said, it's a clean, shines, protects plastic, vinyl, rubber from lamp damage and UV damage. And I also apply it, for the summer gigs, so it doesn't get all, in case I have a hot wedding out there in the outside gigs. So I always like to keep my speakers clean. Like I said, I use these Behringers. These are been very good for me. They're 1250 watts each. I've had them about 4 years. This will have the DSP controlled 160 watt 15-inch speaker system. It says the Euro Live. I believe they got replaced with a 605 version, but this is Behringer's, kind of a little bit higher end. Like I said, you get a lot more controls. You get to control your high, your low cut, and also your noise gate levels. It also has a plug-in for when you're doing speech. And what I like about these is you have two inputs. So what I do is I run my main lines through here, my main speaker, and then I'll run a separate backup mic through here, wireless mic in case everything goes bad. You have an extra wireless mic that's hooked up, ready to go in case the wireless mic main one goes out. Then you've got a line out that I just go into the subwoofer, and the same thing with the subwoofer. It has a lot of controls that I like. That way it's useful. And that one puts out 3,000 watts on that one. And like I said, the tops, they'll say 1200 on here, but it's 1250. And it's a DSP controlled amplifier in there. And it's actually very, very good. I've been saving up to get some turbo sounds, either the turbo sounds or I've been trying to get either the QSCs. A lot of people tell me about the QSCs, the K2s, popular now with 2,000 watts. Also what's the other one that people talk about? Of course, the JBL. I've had JBL. When I used to own my dance club, it was all JBL, the professional series. And then I used to, when it's a stationary business, like it's a club or something, I love using dual 15s with a horn. And then of course I had dual subs per corner. So I had 8 subs, 8 18-inch dual subs, and then the 15-inch dual with the horn, and that's perfect for a club. Sounds really good. But the nice thing about these powered speakers nowadays, like I said, the reason I picked these and I recommend these is just when I bought them new, they were about about $500 each. You can get them for about $475 now on the internet, on Amazon or any of the Sweetwater or any of the DJ Now websites. You can buy them there. But like I said, they've done a really good job for me. I use 4 of these for bigger events with 2 subs. Smaller weddings, I'll use 2 of these tops. And I just recommend the 15s just because you get a little warmer. That way if you have a small wedding, you can just take 2 of these. And if it's just a small room, this will be sufficient with the sub with the 15. But I always take, for my smallest gigs, I always try to take at least 2 of these and 1 of the subs. Like I said, then I'm right about to clean this one. But it's really efficient to just clean them up. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, like I said, we've got the gear, everybody. We've got our XLR speaker cables, like I said, our bike cables, and then basically the way I like to wind them up, like I said, there's a lot of methods, but what I like to do on mine, I just grab it by the fistful and just wrap it around. There's a lot of methods people like to use, and I know this is probably not the most efficient, but I'd like to have it, so I just roll it up like this. I said that way it's nice and tight, because you can see that. And I'm going to apply the little cover we just bought. So let me get so this is the little Velcro wire management that I just got, the little to hold the cable. So what you do, you open the center. I said the best way is to poke a pen through it. So there you go, you have an opening, and the opening, so right now what we want to do is you loop it right through, so you put it in, so now the cable is on there at the end, and once you've kind of wrapped it up like this, you put it around, and then it velcros right in, so now you've got your cable ready to go and ready for storage. And then what I do on mine, I just store them in my bag, and I'll always take extras. Like I said, it's always good to take extra cables, just because you never know. You never know. It's always good to be prepared. I'll make a little bag that has the stuff that I use for the gig every time. So the main cables that I use, and then I'll carry an extra bag that has all my mic cables in one bag, and then I'm also going to manage my DMX cables. I bought some neon duct tape, or little duct tape that's neon, a little one. I'm going to put a little orange on all my DMX cables, because as you can tell, the DMX and the XLR cables and the speaker cables, mic cables, are exactly the same, and they're really hard to tell. The nice thing is a lot of these will say that it's a mic cable, but I've noticed in my rigs and stuff, in my cable collection that I've had, some of them will say that it doesn't even say anything, so I don't know if it's a DMX or an XLR. So I'm working on putting those together so I can tell the difference apart. But once you label them, guess what? You don't have to worry about it, because I have a designated bag for XLRs and DMX, so that way I don't mess them up. That way I already know, and I make sure I put two color bags. One's red, one's black, and I always know the black bag has got the DMX. The red bag has got all my XLRs for the audio cable, mic, and speaker cables with 1/4 inch, and XLRs or XLRs to female and female male cables. That way I can run the different, depending on the mixer that I use. Like I said, I use a little Hercules for smaller events, and then just for space, because it's a small little setup, and I'll show you the videos of those. So I'll show you right now. So I'll stand to the side so I can show you right here. This is the small setup that I use here. So this is when I use the Hercules mixer, and I'll show you the reason I use those, and we'll go over that in a minute. And then also I'll run virtual DJ on that one, and then I've got my Pioneer DSX, and then I'll use that one for bigger events, so I can have the other channels and be able to mix and do effects and things like that for the kids, that they like to hear that kind of the mixing and the club style. Like I said, as a DJ, we have both styles. We get to do formal things where we're just kind of more transitioning music, and then there's the events once the party gets going, and then we are mixing and making it look good and playing professionally. And I'm also gonna, I said we'll go over some of the tips, but today we're doing a maintenance day where we're maintaining our cables, just kind of upkeeping everything so it's clean, because every time we finish a gig, we tend to, if we want to get out of there quick, I'll kind of throw things around, but I try to get everything packed and neat. That's why I bought these cable management Velcro straps. You can pick it up at the Guitar Center, Amazon, or any of these places, but make sure it has the little insert. That way you can actually put the cable through. Because some of them, see, I had bought these before. These are the ones I had bought before. They have the little thing, but there's nothing to put the cable in. See? So once you put it in, yeah, it's nice. It'll keep it covered. But once you use the cable and it's on, and you have it, this falls on the floor or you misplace it, and after a while, yeah, these run, I don't know, 75 cents, $1 each. But after a while, guess what? You lost them, and then you're just throwing money away. So make sure you buy some of these that actually stick to the cable. So that's just a DJ tip for cables. Just wanted to update. Like I said, organize your cables. Make a separate bag for the stuff that you use right away for your gear, the stuff you always use. I'm saving up for some gold-plated ends, some of the higher end, and like I said, any of their Guitar Center or any of your other stores like that will have it. So like I said, today we're going over maintenance of your cables and just upkeeping your DJ equipment. Like I said, we went over how to clean your speakers if they're plastic. Just make sure you apply some Armor All if they're clean. Buy a cover for them. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to buy one. Like I said, I've been getting back into the game after owning a dance club. I've been doing mobile gigs again, So just getting back into the mobile thing. I've been getting back into it I think about 3 years now, about 3 years. And I had been doing it since I was in high school. And I'm going to do a video about how I started and everything. It's kind of interesting, but I love DJing, I love music, I love seeing people have a good time, and that's why I do it. So like I said, we're going over cable management and the type of things you said today. Like I said, locally everybody should have a little guitar center or a music store. Here in Utah we've got Performance Audio, Pole Sound, we've got a couple of the other stores in Provo. There's a guy called Alan in Provo that runs a little DJ shop up there, and he's awesome. If you need any advice, he's perfect to talk to about starting up. But I said, for the DJs that are starting up, make sure you buy your basics. Talk to a DJ that's been doing it for a while. Send us a comment, question, any way we can help. Like I said, it's a fun industry. It's an awesome thing to do. I love music. I love seeing people have a great time, and that's why I do it. I have a passion, and I have a feeling like I'm very knowledgeable in music. And I said, a lot of DJs, it's not the equipment, it's not the lighting you have, it's your knowledge of the music and how to read the crowd and playing the right type of music. After that, it's you have to have professional sound system. You can't take home equipment. That stuff's not designed to take the abuse. Like I said, a lot of it's not made for high heat temperature running it. If you take a home speaker to a gig, it's not even going to sound loud. So sometimes people think these new little Bose or these little speakers that are pre-powered, the ones you use for desktops and things, it might sound loud in your office, but once you start DJing, please make sure you take professional stuff. If you're starting out, rent it. They've got the equipment you can rent at Guitar Center. At least there you're being guided with professional gear. Don't just buy some cheap $150 speakers and then you're ready to go. No, you can start out with some of these speakers that are inexpensive to practice at home and kind of do house parties and things like that. But once you step out of the house and into an actual cultural hall, hotel, reception center, you have to be professional. Even if you're starting out, once you say you're a professional DJ, you better have the professional equipment. Like I said, the stuff I use is kind of, it's kind of midline. Like I said, it's not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest. I use the Behringers. The ones I use are a little bit higher end. I said you can get Behringers for in the hundreds of dollars, but the ones I use are $400 to $500 each, and I'll use 4 of those. And the subwoofers I run are about $700 to $800. So yeah, it's a little higher end because you've got the professional drivers. Like I said, you get more wattage, 3,000 watts on my subs, 1,200 on the tops. And now we're starting to see 2,000 watts on speakers with the DSP amplifiers. So one thing I will upgrade, but I will upgrade as soon as kind of my stuff kind of gets faded, and that way I can use the equipment I have now for bigger gigs in case I can run remote, wireless, cableless, and then just to fill in the room, so I can use it more of a filler. And that's what I'll start doing once I upgrade my sound system. I said I'm always wanting to get better stuff. I think every DJ, we never stop wanting to get better speakers, better lights, better sound. So, and it's just like laptops. My laptop right now is a 2012 Apple MacBook Pro, and I'm starting to see that I've got 8 gigs of RAM, and I'm starting to see with the software and things that I need 16 gigs of RAM at least just to run everything smoothly. So those are little things that you have to consider when you're starting out. If you have a little laptop you want to do it with and things like that, just make sure it's adequate, that it's going to run the software, you're not going to have any glitches, especially when you start doing video and DMX programs and things like that. Like I said, any questions you have for the beginning DJ, like I said, we'll go over, and I'll go over my story, how I started. But this is just, like I said, today we're doing maintenance on the speaker equipment. Just kind of, I always clean the lights also, make sure you clean the lenses. So that's the next thing we're going to go, is we're going to talk about cleaning the lenses. Bye.